Now, page 4, activist judges setting immigration policy, attacking our constitutional republic. The third branch of government is now in charge of naturalization in this republic. Forget about the Constitution. Forget about Article 1, Section 8. Forget about Article 2 branch and its broad authority to execute immigration law and policy. Forget about the separation of powers. No, lawyers dressed in shiny black robes that zipper up the front have usurped the powers of the other two branches of government, and no one in Washington, D.C. is holding them accountable. Nobody. Latest egregious ruling, some radical attorney named Richard Seaborg. He's now a judge in San Francisco thanks to Barack Obama. This partisan hack commandeered immigration policy from the President of the United States by dictating that Team Trump must allow illegals into this country. These would be so-called refugees from Central America. The Trump administration had been executing reasonable policy of not allowing them into this country until their cases can be heard by an immigration judge. Makes sense, right? But not to this Obama judge. He agrees with the ACLU that keeping these illegals out of our republic while our overwhelmed immigration court processes them is a violation of their rights. Really? What rights? Certainly not constitutional rights. They're not U.S. citizens. Right, Judge? These people don't even have standing to bring forward this case in the first place. Yet another activist judge tramples on our Constitution, stealing power from both the legislative and executive branches in order to advance the ultimate destruction of this republic. And Democrat legislators like Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar are all too willing to look the other way on these hyper-constitutional rulings while they attack the very people who are trying to preserve the separation of powers and protect this republic from the ongoing invasion from the South.
I had some serious concerns, continue to have them with the entire administration.
Stop the tape. Concerns about what exactly, Senator? Concerns about a robust economy? About extremely low, basically zero unemployment, concerns about shrinking the size and scope of the federal government, so concerns about tax cuts, more money for the American people. Are you concerned about a better standing on the world stage? Are you concerned about the President of the United States being the best friend to Israel, maybe the best friend to Israel that Jewish state has ever had? What are you concerned about that this president is doing that is so wrong? Are you concerned that he's trying to secure the border? Are you concerned that this president has traveled to the border now multiple times, seeing for himself, bringing attention to the matter, when these agents tell us day after day after day that they are overwhelmed, that the system is overwhelmed, that they can't process, that they can't handle all these people, that they're catching these people, they're giving them paperwork, and they're saying, see you later, and hopefully they'll show up in court. And when they do, which isn't very often, the majority don't show up in court. When they do, most of them never qualify for asylum. Are you concerned about all that? What exactly are you concerned about that this president is doing? Trying to make America great again. I think that's what you're concerned about. You don't want America great. You want it socialist. Roll tape.
In terms of how they're dealing with the border. And of
Stop
course,
tape. The president is dealing with the border as a president should do. Any president would, I firmly believe that even a Bill Clinton would try and shore up the border under circumstances like this. But that was 20 years ago, and times have changed, and now we have the modern Democrat Party that looks at these illegal immigrants as potential voters. They look at them as some sort of extra gold on the scale that will tip that scale in their favor in the next presidential election, in the next congressional election, in the next statewide election. We've seen it. The tipping point in 2018, if you run the numbers, were in states that have been overrun and overwhelmed by immigration. There's a clear thread between all the victories among the Democrats in 2018 and states that have seen a lot of immigration. So that's why they're in favor of this. It's a no-brainer. They're in favor of a wide open border because it benefits the modern Democrat Party. It's that simple. Roll tape.
Things that bothered me about some of the work she did was the
Stop
separation.
Tape. This is, when she talks about she, this is the outgoing Director of Homeland Security, Kirstjen Nielsen.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.